Hello, everyone, and welcome. Thank you so much for joining me here today. I hope you're having an amazing day. We're going to take a quick look at Gala, and just before we do, we peek over at Bitcoin, see what's going on, because Bitcoin's been a little bit on the naughty side recently, and that's pretty standard, right? We're kind of used to, these 5, 10, 15% drops in one day now. It's a sad, sad state of the nation, but it happens, right? So we got 10% decrease yesterday, followed by today a slight, green candle there. Just bear in mind that's at normal response to a sell-off, right? So if we look back here, you can see every single red candle is followed by a green one. Okay, so it's really standard and really normal for today being the day after that sell-off for people to kind of keep buying the dip, right? So just note that doesn't necessarily mean we're out of the woods yet, but I do think we're going to start seeing some sideways action for perhaps the next 5 to 7 days, and then I think late next week we're going to see the price start to travel back upwards. So to my community, I'm actually planning to start sending out signals here soon based on a simple fact that I think Bitcoin is close to the bottom, and it's advantageous to maybe consider, well, obviously dollar cost average if you haven't already. I've said that a few times, but we could probably start seeing some nicer positions available here soon, and a kind of a recovery and a return on our investment. So that being said, all well and good here for Bitcoin, pretty normal, but I wouldn't get your hopes up and think it's going to just jump right back up to 60 the next couple of days. It'll probably take a couple weeks to break 60,000. That's my guess. But we're going to probably start seeing the price trending upwards in the near future. Just note weekends are traditionally greener than usual based on the simple fact that, the average layman is investing in this coin, whereas the whales are kind of taking their time. They're enjoying their profits they took throughout the week, specifically from yesterday. All right. So let's look at Gala. And just before we do, just note I'm not a financial advisor. This is for educational purposes, but I love teaching people how to become better traders. And, it's just truly something I'm passionate about. So I have a trading community. Check that out in your own time. You can become better intrinsically just based on the simple fact that we have a tremendous amount of support and awesome, awesome members. So thank you so much to my current members for making this a reality. You are my pride and joy. Greatly appreciate you. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the one-day chart here for Gala. Something to note here, first of all, is we had a significant increase in price, right? So I just got to throw this out there, let you know that we are still in extreme overtime at this point. Yes, the price is coming down, but it should not have gotten that high. 84 cents is just ridiculous compared to where it was at, 3 days ago, right? It literally 2x'd in 24 to 48 hours. That's insane considering how high it was originally in the first place, right? So just note that TD Sequential is telling us, hey, cut your losses, get out now. Okay, the one-day candlesticks are basically telling us that, hey, we've got some serious sell signals rather, and that we should not be adding to our position right now. Okay, that's just kind of what it's telling us. And again, I'm just here to objectively tell you what the technical data tells us. I'm not taking a side one way or the other. I think Gala's still got really good fundamentals, but we got to be real in the fact that it's extremely overextended. Okay, we're up over 70 still in the RSI until it comes back down closer to 70. We will still be considered bullish. If the price stays above 70, that'd be advantageous, and we want to see a kind of a bounce. My speculation is that 70 on the RSI is really close to the range of 56 to 62 cents. This little channel here, and we'll see a bounce somewhere in that range if it comes back down much lower. In fact, I think we have a strong support at 62 cents, and we'll see that here soon. So taking a look here at the 4-hour. Here's kind of what we're looking at. All right, so there is that support at 62 cents, right? So 61.9, we got a bounce right there twice. That's awesome. We've also got a pretty strong rejection right at about 74, 75 cents as a rough estimate. So we got this, 62 to 75 cent range, and Gala's just kind of working within that. That's good. That's healthy. That's all nice, right? I don't see any bullish signs here telling us, hey, we need to take a position, but I'm not seeing like any major like red stop sign saying, hey, stop, pump the brakes, we got to get out. So I do think we're going to probably see some further consolidation in this area, just based on what it's showing us here. We are up over 50 on the RSI, which is advantageous. We'd like to see that. However, we are on the downside here for the MACD, right? So it's basically telling us the momentum has shifted to bearish. So the overall sentiment, I would say, is more so bearish than bullish on Gala, just based on these charts alone, right? So just on the 4-hour chart, that's kind of what it's telling us. And to me, the 4-hour chart is probably the most effective time frame you could utilize for these indicators. So I think the RSI is just telling us, hey, we're not considered oversold or overbought. That's awesome. But the bears are in control, and we got to respect that. Okay, that's kind of what we're seeing. So looking at the 1 hour, let's see if we can identify anything further. The cloud is probably going to be a mess, is my guess. Yeah, in other words, we don't have any indication of a buy signal here, considering, first of all, we're in the cloud, right? You're not supposed to buy or sell when the price is in the cloud. That's rule number one. Rule number two is for the baseline to be below the conversion line. That's not happening. We're exact opposite of that. So that it reinforces that bearish sentiment, right? Furthermore, we got the lagging span over here that hasn't intersected with the price action yet. So it basically tells us that the bears have not finished their run yet, okay? Now, we do see a lot of sideways action oftentimes during periods of consolidation like this. The Ichimoku cloud can give us some false signals, so to speak, or more so just not any concrete signals of one way or the other. You kind of have to wait for the breakout to occur for the cloud to be effective, which is why I love it, because it tells you when the bulls are in control or the bears are in control almost more efficiently, right? Right now, it tells us neither. It's kind of right in the middle, but it does give us more bearish than bullish. So that to me speaks louder, and I think that we're going to see the price perhaps even progress downwards a little further based on that sentiment alone. Taking a look at TD sequential, we can see we're at a state of consolidation. We get a bunch of resets, came down to a 7, reset, down to a 4, up to a 2. So it really just tells us we're going sideways, which is very good, very healthy. But if you look back here, this is an example of what should happen when you see the price come all the way down to a 9. Once you hit that 9, you should see a reset and the price comes the opposite direction. Okay. We don't have any of that right now because it's not defining a direction. It's just going sideways, right? So the bears and the bulls are saying, hey, this is too much. I'm going to sell. The bulls are like, no, I want to buy. This is a great price. This is constant conflict, right? And that's what's happening right now. So it's kind of a good sign. That's why consolidation is healthy. It allows one side or the other to eventually establish dominance, and we haven't seen that yet. Okay. So for right now, I would say we don't have any buy signals. If you're a long-term Gala fan and you know it's a coin that's going to keep going and you want to invest in it, great. Dollar cost average, little bits at a time. Do not just jump all in and call it a day, right? Don't take your full bag and invest it. Small percentages every single day. Good traders invest in small amounts, unless you're day trading, right? If you're day trading, get in with a 50,000 and get out with that same 50,000 plus profit. That's all good. That's what I've done plenty of times in the past. I do that consistently now. But this being a swing trade, more hodl trade for a lot of folks, don't just put everything all in at once, especially when Bitcoin's not quite sure where it wants to go next. I know this coin isn't really super reliant on Bitcoin, but it's still a factor, okay? Those are things you need to understand. So anyways, enough about that. That's kind of where we're at. My prediction is the next 24 hours, the price pretty much goes sideways between 62 and 74. I don't think we're going to see a tremendous amount of growth immediately. I'd be surprised the price ramps up tomorrow, just based on the fact that we don't have any bullish indications of a buy signal right now. I believe we have a strong accumulation of volume right at support. Correction, that's actually kind of almost a resistance. So here's one thing just to note. When you have a strong volume profile, which is this visible range we're seeing, it tells us right now that the most amount of volume is at 67 cents. So if the price stays below that for too long, that becomes a resistance. So if it kind of looks like the price is kind of getting rejected out right there at that point, therefore we could see that as kind of working its way down as well, kind of reaffirming that bearish sentiment, right? So until the bears finish, eating their meals, we're going to have to kind of deal with that and be okay, and then we can bullish up, all right? Anyways, that's kind of what's going on here for Gala. I wouldn't say I'm bearish on it, but there's no bullish indication right now that we should expect to see the price bounce back and recover immediately. So that is just kind of the way it goes. There you go. There's the facts. I hope it works out well for you. Just be smart and be wise, and hope you are very safe and have a wonderful rest of your day. Thanks again for joining me here. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.